and welcome to Stitching Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I appreciate y'all. You guys are having a wonderful day. Today it is 90 degrees outside and sunshiny, and I'm so very here for it. It's my kind of weather. I do not like to be cold. I like summer. If you get too hot, you can always take off a layer of clothing or jump in the creek or something. If you get cold, it seems like it takes forever to get warm again. So, yay. Spring is finally kind of fading out with the crazy rain and summer's here and I'm so excited. So, squeal. Okay, it's supposed to start raining again this weekend, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Today it's 90 degrees. All right. So, before I get too into this, it's going to be a new series that I haven't, of fun things. I'm sure you can tell in the title what it is, I suppose. But before I get too into the whole thing, yesterday was Mother's Day, and this is what I got for Mother's Day, and I love it so much. It's Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek. This is, I could do a Moira accent, but I suppose that I won't. It says, the world is falling apart around us and I'm dying inside. And I love it. Make coffee in it. But yes, this is what I got. It was between this and a David one that said, what did they say? The kids told me what it said. Obviously I wasn't there. It's like, I don't feel like, connecting with people, I think was what it was, maybe. I feel like connecting with people right now, I think is what it was. So yeah, either way, would have been a good one. But yeah, this is the one that I got. I love it. So yeah, I need to share what the kiddos purchased. I love it so much. So yes, anywho. So I hope y'all had a very happy Mother's Day. If you're mamas, if you're stepmamas, if you're dog mamas, if you're dads that take on that role, if you're, whatever. Happy Mother's Day. All right, happy belated to Mother's Day, I suppose. All right, so I'm going to start a new series. Today is the first one, obviously. I've discussed it on here before that I was going to do this, but I'm going to call it, obviously, Crocheting My Wish List. Because I have a wish list that is almost 2 pages long, and there's even more than that because I have obviously like patterns saved on Ravelry, on Pinterest, on Etsy, on just like in my patterns that I have. Also on YouTube, I have a playlist on here that it's private, but it's a crochet wish list playlist. So several things that I want to make. I've wanted for a very long time now to make a corner-to-corner grafkin. I think they're so cool. I love them. I love a corner-to-corner. A good corner-to-corner. It's nice. It's just kind of like a mindless thing, and then you start to decrease. That's really only that spot you have to really think is like, are you increasing or decreasing? Okay. And I love that. I wanted to make a grafkin for a while. I thought about starting with just, like a heart or a star or something like that. And then Repeat Crafter Me is making a year-long, she actually has 2 year-long gnome things going, but she has a year-long corner-to-corner blanket that she's making, and then also a year-long like just little gnome squares that she is making. And several of you told me about the squares, and thank you for telling me about that. You guys are awesome. But yeah, in case you're new, gnomes are kind of a thing. We have Norm, who hangs out somewhere. He hides out. He's mischievous. He does his own thing. So if you spot Norm, be sure and tell him hello. Sometimes he doesn't say hello back, but every now and then, But so gnomes are kind of a big deal because we have Normville, all those things. So it's like, that whole go big or go home thing. I'm already home. Why not go big? So I did. So my first corner to corner grafkin is a gnome. And she has one for Repeat After Me. I forget her actual name and I apologize. I'm sure she's probably not watching this, but hello if you are. Thank you for all your hard work. You do wonderful things. She will be linked below. I figured y'all probably knew that, but anyway, this will be linked below, but yes. So, okay. She has all sorts of really, really cool patterns. I saw this grafkin that she's doing. It's one for each month. So January, February, March, April, May. You know how the calendar works. One for each month. They're sort of themed after like a holiday, or like if it's, you know, just kind of depends. Like the January one had snowflakes on it because it was cold. The March one is a little leprechaun, things like that. I was intimidated by it. I was going to start with January and make the whole blanket, you know, as you do. I was intimidated by the January one because, like I said, I've never made a grafkin. And I've started one before. I started an Alice one before, but I was doing it in single crochet. Now that I've done it, I want to go back and do a corner to corner and make myself an Alice blanket, and I'm pretty excited about it. That's just a total side note thing, but now that I figured it out, it's like, oh, that thing is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy now that I've done this one. So yeah, that's probably coming up pretty quickly because, like I said, I started with just like the back and forth single crochet. I was like, no, that's not it. That ain't it. So anywho, Repeat After Me, her January one was really intimidating because of everything, you know, just because. So I went with the next one, which would have been February, because it's still intimidating, especially if you've never done a grafkin, but it's really cool. And if you've been here before, then you know that we do family surprise blankets and family surprise gnome home. And that several of our blankets have had like hearts in the middle. 2 of them, I guess. I need to make another one. But anyway, they have had hearts in the middle. And we start with that. It's like a pattern from Ophelia Talks here on YouTube. And then we go from there, and you know, people pick scrap yarn to add to it, and we just have a really fun time with those. That being said, whenever I was making the heart blanket, I had several of my beautiful friends here on YouTube send me in heart squares. Some just sent me in super cool squares to add to the heart square blanket, which I'm all about. I keep saying blanket. It's not. It's going to be a wall hanging in the new yarn room because it is from all of my beautiful, beautiful friends on here, and it is so special. So all of the ones that you guys sent in, I've stitched together. It's amazing. I love it. I need to show you guys that. But as you know, we're moving, and so it's packed. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I appreciate it more than you know. Currently, it's packed. So this is all of the yarn that I have right now, which is driving me crazy. Because I'll go to want to make something, and it's like, I don't have that color. I don't have that thing. It's in a bag. I'm to that point where it's like, where's that? Oh, it's in a box. That's why I don't like moving, because I can't find anything. We went fishing last night. Couldn't find a fillet knife to save our lives. It's just like, everything's in a box. So I am going to add, or like I said, all the hearts and the really cool squares that are like so cool that you guys have sent me are going to be a wall hanging in the yarn room. So now that I've made the February one, I don't know that I'm going to make the rest of the blanket. I think I'm just going to use this and hang it next to that heart blanket. And then maybe I've mentioned using the heart blanket as like to hang stitch markers off of, but it's like, I can't decide if I'm going to use it to hang stitch markers, but I think I'm just going to use that as a wall hanging. I think this that I just made is going to be the stitch marker holder, and it'll just be next to it. And then they both have to do with hearts, and they're all cute, and they go by one another. And I think that's my plan. And then that way I don't feel obligated to do the rest of the blanket, even though I absolutely love her ideas that she's already put the May one out. They're so cool. I love them. I don't want that much pressure on myself. I said that at the first of the year. Like, I don't want to have to put, have to do something each month. And I started the temperature blanket, and I've only made it so far, and then it is kind of what it is. And I need to do that again, but I knew better than to start a temperature blanket, a year-long project. I knew better, but I did it. So anyway, so I think I'm just going to leave this as it is. But I'm sure you're probably like, what is it? Because I've just been yammering and rambling like I do for 10 minutes now. So, okay. This is her graph. Said I had my I told him he could print it off in black and white if he wanted to, and then he printed it in color. So I was like, okay, then I'm going to do those colors. I'm going to do the ones that are on there because I wasn't sure which colors I was going to use, which actually, that's not really true. Because at that point, I guess I was planning on making the whole blanket. And then once I kind of got into it, it was like, it was really easy and it didn't take very long in the scheme or in the scheme of things. But I don't want to put that much pressure on myself, mostly. So I'm just going to make this one. And if somewhere down the road I come back and decide to make the rest of them, the other 11 squares, and hey, I already have one. And that's fun. So that works out. But this is it. So I just marked a line through some of them so I knew kind of where I was, and then just scribbled them out as I did it. I only had to rip a row and a half out because somewhere right here on the nose I messed up. I don't know what I was doing, but the nose started doing this. And I was like, oh, that's not right. So I ripped that out. And then once I got to right here, I kind of got cocky and I was like, I can just do the rest of that. I've made corner to corners. And I didn't. I don't know what happened, but it like did this and got all weird. I don't know what I did. And so then I went back and ripped it again. Like for, I don't know, probably 3 rows at that point. And then just went back and counted and made sure that I did it correctly because I don't know what I did. But anyway, so this is her graph. It is phenomenal. Like, I mean, just, I love all of her patterns. I truly do. So, then this, my friends. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out the front. I guess it doesn't really matter. I have a stitch marker on the front. There it is. Okay, so then this, my friends, is my very first corner to corner graph kit. And of course, it is a gnome with a heart because it is like the two things on this channel meeting each other. And so there we go. And I love her so much. After I started with this, and actually that's not true. I didn't start it yet. After I had my hubby printed off, I realized that there's actually a boy gnome. And so I wouldn't have even had to do the pigtails. I could have just done like a beard and then he has a heart on his hat. But that's okay because I did it. So this is the only part right here I messed up. And then with this, things got real weird. I don't know. But this is it. And I love her so much. And I think she's going to look so good. She will be perfect right next to my heart blanket. It's from all of you. Not all of you. Everyone. That's a lot of hearts. The whole blanket, though, is from my beautiful friends here on YouTube. And I keep calling it a blanket. It's not, it's a wall hanging. But you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But anyway, I think this is going to look really good hanging next to that as just like a little, I don't know. It's kind of what the whole thing's about. It's like Normville and gnomes and the heart squares and our family blankets. And it all kind of goes back to whatever. Just fun times that we've had here on this channel. And so on this Chanel. And so, yeah. I don't know. I love her and I was so excited. And my husband was like, I had no idea you could do stuff like that with yarn. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I make gnome homes. And he was like, no, I know. He's like, I mean, like, before, he's like, I just thought, you know, like, people make yarn, like, use yarn and you make blankets and you make, you know, slippers or you make whatever. He's like, I had no idea that, like, all of the different things that you could do with yarn, like, you know, just like this, like, take yarn and make a picture. And so he's like, that is so cool. I'm like, okay. So and the kids all think it's so cool. I have an artist in the family I've discussed before. So I told them if they could figure out, like, if any of them have an idea what to do, then perhaps Miss B could make it on graph paper, and then I can make them whatever they want into a graphkin, which is so cool. It's like level up. It's changed all sorts of things around here, so everyone's now like, oh, okay, I didn't know. And then, like I said, a lot of my patterns and things are, you know, out in the internet somewhere. They're either saved or hearted or in my queue or, you know, on a Pinterest board somewhere. But on Etsy, there is a graphkin. If you guys are new, I don't know if you know, I adore Willie Nelson. It is what it is. I have a Willie Nelson mug. We say around here several, like, you know, it's kind of a fun thing that we say is, what would Nilly Wilson do? And so, love Willie Nelson. He reminds me of skip-bo games and my grandma's and just fun times. And I have a shirt that says Feelin' Willie Good, and it has Willie Nelson on it with the sunglasses and his super hip braids and the whole thing. I was looking on Etsy and they have a graphkin of that same thing. It says Feelin' Willie Good and it has Willie Nelson on it. When I tell y'all, I want to make that maybe more than the Alice blanket. Oh my goodness, it is so cool. It is so cool. And right now her patterns are on sale. I'll link that shop below, I think, just because I don't know if they're still on sale. I'll link it, but either way, I guess I can link it just for fun. But yeah, it is so cool. So I'm going to have to purchase that and make it. It is what it is. Except currently I already have the Alice one printed off and ready to go, but I don't know. And also, not only this, I have several other things because it's May and I need to get finished. Like, oh, I don't know, birthday gifts and graduation gifts. So really, it's kind of top of the thing, but that's before an Alice or a Willie blanket. I have to finish those things. Must finish. So anyway, but yeah, so it's like it's opened up a whole new thing now that I know that I can make a graphkin. And I'm so excited because I have so many graphkins saved, so many cool things that I want to make. There's one, it's a Guy Fieri one. Like, Miss B is, it's a good giggle around here. Guy Fieri, it's just, I don't know. It's fun. Anyway, but there's one of him, and so I'm wanting to make her that blanket. Shh, don't tell her. But it's so cute. So, anyway. Yeah, it's like I don't know, him with like flames all on it or whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous. And she would love it just because it's so ridiculous. She's a cool kid. So anyway, yeah. So there may be several graphkins in our future that I make and share with you all, just so everyone knows now, because I'm pretty into them. Once I made this one, once I was about here on this one, once I figured out the nose part where I messed up and then was able to fix it, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. I like these. These are fun. And so there may be several of these in our future, just so you know. But yeah. Anyway. So a wish list item made, which is just, that kind of puts me over the moon, I have to say, just because wish list items are fun. I don't know. I have lots of things on there. That yarn's way up top. Hang on. Time out. Feeling verklempt. Linda Richmond Coffee Talk. My Moira mug. Yes. So, I have mandala cakes that are like kind of earthy tones. I forget what the name of it is. I want to say Warlock, but I don't think that's right. I know there is a Warlock. I think. Now that I say that, I'm kind of second guessing myself. Anyway, I don't know if there's a Warlock color, a boy witch. But anyway, you've seen a house with a clock in its walls. It's a boy witch. But anyway, yeah. But I want to make like the fairy coach that I talked about. It's like kind of like the hippie, like starts with a really pretty thing on the back, and it just kind of, it's a bunch of chains and just, it's beautiful flowy lacy thing. I have that on there. I mean, it's insane, honestly. If I lived 200 years, I probably wouldn't make all the things on the wish list, but still, we're gonna make a go of it. How's that sound? All right, cool. So that's my first make. So if all else fails, I at least have a wish list thing that I made. So, all right. So my BFF would say, woohoo. So it's very woohoo, Madonna, very woohoo. So this is it. Once again, this is her. I don't know her name, but she will hold stitch markers because I feel like all of this, like the white stitch marker territory. And so she's going to be perfect hanging up. I thought about making this part of a different series that I'm planning on putting out very quickly too, but this one made more sense in the wish list item thing. I want to do one where I like make yarn room decor and share it with you all. I have several things also in like the wish list category for yarn room decor, like really cool seat covers and some just out of this world cool things that I never would have thought of, but other people did, and so thank you for that. So yeah, so I thought about making this part of my like yarn room decor or whatever, but it's definitely more of a wish list item because I've wanted for a while now to complete a Grafkin, and I did it. And I am excited. So, okay. Held y'all on here long enough. I rambled through most of this. It could have been like a 2-minute video, but I think we all knew better. You know what I mean? Rarely are they 2 minutes. So, all right. We went, I'll just keep talking. My goodness. We went fishing yesterday for Mother's Day. I sat in the chair, fell asleep at one point. I'm a real fun time. Crocheted a little bit. I have some video clip and stuff of that. I don't know. Yes, I could put it at the end of this video, or it'll be at the end of this one or the end of the next one. I don't know, but like I said, I hope you all had a very happy Mother's Day. Yes. So I thank you all, Moira, Norm, and I thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed day. Hopefully it will not be long and I will come back with another crochet my wish list item because there are oodles of them on there. All right, so please stay safe and I will talk to you soon.